Okay, so looks like everything is set. Let me see. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Okay, so really good morning, and I just wanted to confirm you guys can see me, you guys can hear me. Uh, if you can, then can you please just have that in the chat, and we'll get started. Markets are about to start within few seconds, 25 seconds. All right, so let's start with the analysis. Just give me 1 second while I log in and do the work. Okay, so looks like markets have started. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining, and I really appreciate your presence. So let's get started. So what you're seeing right now is the QQQ chart over here. We are almost at the all-time highs. We created a new all-time high yesterday, and today it looks like there will be a good, digestion. But as you can see over here, this is a 5-day EMA, and now I'm switching over to the 5-minute time frame. So looking at this 5-minute time frame, I'm just trying to see. Yeah, so everything is loaded now. So you can see over here that the pivot levels and everything is loaded. This is the first 5 minutes. But even before going into the analysis, I want to share you the background of what is happening over here, right? So yesterday we had a doji candle, right? Doji means indecision, right? So this was the high volume area of yesterday, and we are actually in the value area zone over here. And this is the volume profile of the past week. So we know for sure that in the past week the real support is at 950, 21,950, and then the intermediate support is going to be the psychological level of 22,100. So that is the background that we are coming from, right? Let me also show you the weekly VWAP. So the weekly VWAP, the second standard deviation is still at 22,140. So we need to keep a mind, we need to be watchful of that. And then looking at the 5-minute chart, uh, right now it's just the first 5 minute of the candle. So this is okay. Also, let me show you the normal candles. So this is the 5-minute candles, and of course this is just a first candle, so no conclusions yet. And then finally, let me show you the liquidity chart. So let me zoom out to have a good clear picture. So as you can see over here, we have 22,250 or 22,260 is a very nice resistance zone. But on the support side, what we have over here is 22,128. That is the big support. As you can see, the spike of volume over here. So that is the nearby supports and resistance in the form of liquidity. So let's see what we have. I just zoom in for better understanding, since this is just a start of the day. And we want to get as much idea as possible. So let's see. Within first 15 minutes, whatever happens, consider that as noise, because it can, turn around very quickly. So the only support that I see over here is 22,180. That is the first one, and then eventually 22,160. So now let me transition to the 5-minute chart. So in the 5-minute charts, we are creating a huge hammer. Doesn't signify anything, but just to give you a perspective, we are below the P0 pivot level. And if we are below the P0 pivot level, generally that's an indication of bearish, because in order to be bullish, we need to reclaim this 22,200 level. So let's see if we can stay above that, or we but yeah, to be honest over here, uh, let me show you the daily charts as well. In the daily charts, the visibility is much more clear, and as you can see over here, if I zoom in, right, this on the daily chart, this is the R1 resistance level, which is 22,223. So this is where market is little bit struggling to go up. So in this zone, you will naturally find good sellers, and the only reason is people wants to book the profit. So obviously there will be some digestion for 2 or 3 days over here. So we need to be mindful of that. So, and now looking at the 5-minute time frame, okay, so 5-minute time frame is over here, and this is the second candle. And what I am trying to do over here is I'm trying to see if the markets have the propensity to go up or reclaim this white line, that is the P0 pivot level. If it can, then definitely I will change my bias to bullish, but if it doesn't, then I will short it. So I'm prepared for both scenarios. Obviously I'm going to keep my position size small. I'm gonna start my position with one contract. So that is it. And also let me show you this. So delta is recovering. So over here you can see that delta broke down to the new lows, right? So but the price is not making the new low. Price is just consolidating over here. So we need to be mindful of that as well. In the weekly chart, it took support at the first standard deviation, but let's see if it can actually sustainably preserve this 214 level, because that is the VWAP. On the daily chart, it's still the same. This is the value area of yesterday, and it is above the value area of yesterday. So far looking good, but we will need to wait for the first 15 minutes. So already 10 minutes is already about to get over. So let's see. Once we finish the 15 minutes, I will draw the 15-minute range, and that will give us a lot of perspective. But so far the status is it is just not able to reclaim the P0 pivot level. So let me show you the actual pivot level. So this is the resistance R1, R2. This is the support S1 and S2. So, And on the news front, let me see if we have any news or not. So what we have is 7:30 the treasury auction, and 8:30 and 10 would be the 20-year bond auction. But the most important event for today is FOMC minutes, which is going to be released around 11 o'clock. So to be honest, till 10 o'clock we don't have a big market moving news. So 10 meaning 1 o'clock New York time. So those of you who are in Eastern time zone, till 1 o'clock we don't have big news. 1 o'clock we have a 20-year bond auction, and 2 o'clock that's FOMC minutes. So that we need to be mindful of that. So far all checks done. We are still in the value area. Let me show you the value area. So yeah, so over here, the zone that you see over here, this is the high volume node, and this candle you can see over here is just about to close below this value area. So if it closed below this value area, then it would be good shorting opportunity, because the next support zone is very near. So we need to be mindful of that. And now let me switch over to, okay, so this is the start of the third 5-minute candle, and I'm prepared to draw my ranges. And so far the thesis is same, bearish, because it is we are still below the pivot level. So there's no reason right now for me to be bullish. So since this is a kind of a no news day, I don't expect a very huge sell-off unless someone tweets something or unless someone says something, but I don't expect a huge sell-off. What I do expect is a choppy session today, because we are already at all-time highs, and we don't have huge news events. So what I do expect is a very choppy session. So in this kind of session, traders like me have to be very, very cautious, because you can get burned on either side, either on long side or on short side. So we have to, as always, I'm going to book my profits 10, 15, 20 points, and that's it. So the discipline remains the same. And now, as you can see, we are about to complete the first 15 minutes. So let me draw the top of the range. I'm also keeping a close eye on QQQ charts, and it's telling the same story. So let me show you. So this is the QQQ charts, and it is still below the P0 level. So it is telling the same story. The first support zone is at 537, and then the next support zone is at 534. So right now the markets are really at a inflection point, because we are hovering near the value area. Let's see what bookmap is doing, so that we get a fair idea. Okay, so I see a really nice zone that is being formed over here at 22,160. So we need to be mindful of that. So very high chances that 160 will get triggered. So the first support is at 160, and then the next support is at 128 or 129. let's see if it can get triggered. Very high chances because the next value area. So let me show you what I mean over here. So uh, right now you can see over here that it is testing the yesterday's POC, that is point of contact, where maximum volume occurred. And once that gets triggered, very high chances that this zone will be tested today. So if markets doesn't hold these both zones, then it's going to be a violent day. So okay, so only 20 seconds or 18 seconds left, and I will draw my 15-minute window, that is 15-minute range. So you can see that the top of the range is I already drawn, and I will draw the bottom of the range, that is this, and I will draw the median line, that is this. So this will be a dashed line, and you can see over here it's a 50-point range. So within the first 15 minutes we had almost 49-point range. So pretty standard day, no big surprises, pretty usual day. So now what we know is by mistake I deleted the median line. Let me see. Okay, so now everything is good. Okay, so what we know right now we know that this is the bearish crossover. So the blue line has cut the red line, that is 5-day EMA has cut the 26-day EMA from the top. So first thing is right now the trend is bearish. Second thing is the price action is in the second half of the 15-minute range. So what does that mean? That means the benefit of doubt should go to the bears. So the bears are right now, the selling pressure is right now way more than the buying pressure. So if something changes, or if we see the evidence of the other side, then I will let you know. But so far we are looking bearish. There is no question about that. According to my strategy, of course, people have different opinions and views, but right now it's looking bearish. So people in the live, who are watching live, any thoughts, any comments, any questions, I would be more than happy to answer. So feel free to put your thoughts in the chat. And since now the first 15 minutes is over, I'm going to look for good opportunities. So let's see. And looking at the value area, so let me show you that. So as you can, I just zoomed in, I just enlarged it so that you can get a good visibility. So you can see over here that this was yesterday's value area, and we are just holding on to the yesterday's value area. Ideally, I would like the price action to test this value area so that I can be more comfortable going long. So that's my thesis. I hope these charts are visible nicely. The reason why I'm keeping like this is because I can get a good overview of the week. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? So right now we are just chopping in the second half of the first 15-minute range. So let me also show you delta. So what delta is doing is creating lower lows, um, and so does the price action. The price action is right now trying to create a lower low, and at the same time the delta is already creating a lower low. So delta is much more aggressively selling, so need to be mindful of that. So finally we broke down. So let's see, finally we broke down below this level, and now we tested the 160 level. So looks like we will be testing 130 level as well. Nice breakout over there. So as you can see now that over here we just broke down below the 15-minute range. And now we are trying to reclaim it. Let me see if I can grab some 5-minute 5 points trade. So as you can see over here, there is a very nice breakout of the first 15 minutes of the candle, right? And now I'm just searching for the first trade of the day. What I'm searching is a good price to short. So let's see where I can do that. Looks like it wants to recover. So delta is recovering as well. So let me see. Looks like we are back in the range. So here's how I want to play this. I want to play this for 5 points, but I'm searching for a really good price. So let's do this. What we can do is, I have put my limit order at 188. I can do that at 182 as well, but I just want to see how far it can go. So I have just here to watch. Oh, okay. Thanks so much, Jeet, for your presence, and I appreciate you viewing the channel and being a part of the stream. So thank you. All right. So I'm trying to short over here. This is at 188. So let's see if we can grab some 5 points. I have my target set at 82.5, so $105, and let's see if we can achieve that. Very close. Okay, looks like we are done. So I was able to capture 5 points. I just shorted the Nasdaq contract at 188 level. So you can see over here, if I go to my logs, um, the first position that I had is I shorted at 188, and I covered my short at 182.75 for a humble $105. So not a big trade, but not a bad start of the day either. So I just wanted to start small, and I booked my profits really quickly. The reason is, since this is almost a very start of the session, I didn't want to take a lot of risk. So um, I just want to start with a base hit. So as you guys can see, it was a good, very short trade, and it was, probably executed within seconds, not even minutes. So fairly happy with that. But again, as I said, this is just a start of a day, and we are still in the mid of the 15-minute range. So when this is a mid of the 15-minute range, there is a lot of indecision right now, confusion right now, because as you can see over here, we have not reclaimed the biggest resistance. So I can't be very confident in taking a long position, but at the same time we are not violating the support over here, that is the 15-minute low. So at this point it doesn't make sense to go long or short. So that's where we are, and that is why I took my position and took my profit very quickly, uh, because the reason is the direction of the markets is not clear yet. And how do I say this? I say this because right now it's in the mid of the 15-minute range. So let me also show you what is happening on the delta front. So this is cumulative delta, and you can see that price action is right now almost chopping sideways, but at the same time delta is selling out aggressively. So what does that mean? That means selling is being happening quite aggressively, but the passive buyers are absorbing the selling pressure. So this is exactly what is happening underneath. If you want to see the footprint charts, so this is the footprint chart, and you can see that the aggressive buying has not taken place that much, and on the left side you can see that the selling has taken place over here. So at this point, the delta is negative, and yeah, it's in the no man's land right now. So this is the 5-minute volume bar, for those who are interested in volume profile, and I'll stick to my standard cumulative delta chart. So that's over here. But the good part about the markets right now is it is testing the standard liquidity zones very nicely. So over here you can over here you can see that this zone got validated very nicely, this zone got validated very nicely. So kind of standard action. What I would want to see, or what I would love to see, is the test of this zone, that is 22,128, because this you can see the color, the red color means a lot of volume is sitting over here, meaning the lot of limit orders of buy are sitting over here. So there is a very high chance that if the markets doesn't sustain the 15-minute range, then it will definitely test this range. So we'll see what happens, but it is always important to be informed and have this data, so that there is no surprises, right? Okay, so we have a question. I'm not sure, I don't see that ticker on Robinhood. Trying to understand if there is a way to look at your ticker and translate that for QQQ. So yeah, Jeet, I just want to answer your question. What you are looking at is the Nasdaq futures contract. So right now, I do this live stream for day trading Nasdaq futures contract. So Nasdaq is an index, right? QQQ is an ETF, right? It's an exchange traded fund. So whatever the Nasdaq index will do, the same thing QQQ will do, right? So that's where I'm coming from. So the ticker symbol is NQ and then exclamation mark, right? So that exclamation mark signifies the ticker that it's a futures contract, right? So it's a derivative, and if you are doing day trading, then you need to maximize your leverage, and that is why I am doing this, right? So let me show you what I mean over here, just to give you a good nice perspective. So you can see that this is NQH5, right? So this is E-mini Nasdaq contracts, and H5 is the code of the month of the expiry, right? So this is the full Nasdaq size contract, and you can see over here this is MNQ, right? It's a micro contract, the same month and same everything, right? The good part about futures is if I am able to grab 5 or 10 points, then it's $100 and $200 equivalent. So that's what I'm doing, and you won't be able to see it on the Robinhood, because Robinhood only provides stock equities data, right? This is way more advanced. This is providing the futures data, right? So there are a lot of exchanges in United States. So the derivatives is handled by Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So and the equities is handled by New York, Stock Exchange. So this is a simple explanation of why you're not seeing those symbol. I hope that clears your question. Yeah, feel free to let me know if you have any doubts in the chat, so that I can show you exactly. Okay, perfect, so you got it. Okay, so yeah, let's look back at the markets. So as you can see over here, we are just chopping around. There is no trend over here. We are just going sideways. So when the markets are sideways, it doesn't make sense to trade, because there is no direction, right? So what we know so far, looking at the data, what we know is this was the first close below the 15-minute range, and this is going to be probably second close below the 15-minute range. So this yellow line is very important. And at the same time, let me also show you this. So over here, you can see that the delta is stabilizing, right? But you will never know, like, if it can have a big red candle after that. So I'm pretty cautious at these levels. And just to you know one of the best tricks that I have learned over the time is uh, draw a trend line and see if so if you see over here, all the three major 1, 2, and 3 weeks is covered over here. So what we can do is, okay, so there's a break of the trend line, so it's done. So the bearish thesis is confirmed. You can see over here, markets just are going down. So now the question is, till when, right? And that is where the liquidity charts come into picture. So over here you can see there is a heavy liquidity sitting at 22,128, right? This is the 22,128 level, and I wouldn't be surprised if the markets touch this level. So let's see, if it touches this level, then we will reassess what to do, right? But yeah, so far the benefit of doubts should go to the bears, and we have a big huge support coming up over here at 22,128. So be mindful of that. And if the price approaches that level, then I would look for another quick scalp. So but let's see if we get really good opportunities. Any thoughts to the people who are viewing? Any questions? Yep, it looks like it is approaching 128 level. And also in the same time, let me show you what QQQ is doing. So QQQ has approached the support level at 537. So this is the first S1 support of the QQQ. The reason why I track QQQ while trading the Nasdaq contract is both of them are heavily correlated. So the levels would be very important to watch. And as you can see over here, the delta made a new low over here. So there is a new low in delta, and the volume bar, we approached 128. So that's a big area of volume, and looks like I am going to trade the next trade. I'm going to take a next trade because it looks good over here. Let's see if we can grab some good 5 points. Trying to retrieve, but let's see. So right now it's just hovering. Yeah, so the real support still sits at 128, 22, 128. So if it doesn't, go over there, then it doesn't make sense for me to take a long trade. So I'll wait patiently for 128, 22, 128. Okay, just hanging around at 150. Looks like that liquidity is very strong. Okay, so 128 level has been breached, and I'm trying to grab a this price at 122. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, looks like I entered the position, so I got filled. And let me see if I can grab 10-15 points over here. And my target would be 136. So let's see if we can hit that. So 22 and 36 is almost 14 points. So let's see if we can go further, but yeah, my target, let me set it to 42, that is 400. So as you can see, I am pretty near. It doesn't hurt to have a stop over here, but I just want to see how well it can go. So I bought it at 122, and ideally I would love to get the price at 42. So let's see. Right now I'm in the position and I'm not touching it right now. So let's if it doesn't fill out, what I'm thinking is, rather than keeping the price target at 400, I should rather keep it at 200, because it looks like the markets are not reversing as I supposed. So let's see. 200 it means 10 points, and 10 points are not bad. It's just that I want to be conservative uh, at booking my profits. So looks like it's reversing, so let's put the original target at 42. I was very close, so let's see if it can hit 42. If it can, then that would be amazing. The reason why I say this, because it's just one contract, and if we can get to 42, then it makes $400 profit. So that is not a small amount. So yeah, currently I'm in the position, and 122 is the my average price, since I only have one contract. Ideally, I would love to keep this position open, but the only reason why I'm, capping out at 42 is because I see a heavy liquidity zone below this. So once this trade is done, I'll show you what I mean over here. Very close, very close. Let's see if we can push. Perfect, perfect. So fantastic, second trade. This is just a second trade of the day, and I was able to book almost $400. So let me show you what I mean. So if I go to my logs, you can see over here. Um, this is the second trade of the day, and you can see I bought and I went long at 122 122, and I closed my position at 22 142, so almost 20 points. So 20 points on a single contract is $400, right? And you replicate that across 5 accounts, so that's all I need. So ideally, I should be done for the day, but I'll search for more high quality trades and see if we can get some really nice setup, right? The main thing that I wanted to share after this trade is I have spot a good liquidity zone over here. So let me show you. So over here you can see that after, so let me zoom out a little bit so that you get a good perspective of what is happening. So over here you can see there was a big zone which was since the start of the session over here, right? And then over here we hit another zone, but at the same time we are having really huge zones like 1, 2, and 3 over here. So when you have such high liquidity zones underneath you, right, below you, it makes sense to book the profit early, right, if you are in a long position. And that's exactly what I did. I went long at 22 122, and I booked my profit at 22 142. So 20 points profit is really important to book, because when you know that there is heavy liquidity sitting below you, then there is a big chance that markets are going to test those. And at the same time, we approached the S1 level over here, and you can see that I captured around 122. So now we will have to wait and watch, like if this S1 level holds for the entire day, right? Right now it is looking as if it is going to hold. And let me also show you the QQQ charts, right? So on the QQQ charts you can see that the S1 level has been reclaimed, right? So the question is, can it sustainably reclaim? So that's is going to be determined TBD, but that's where I'm coming from. So right now feeling very very calm, very very composed, and very very happy, because I just took two trades for the day, and both the trades, one was for 5 points and the other was for 20 points. So I was just able to capture 25 points for the day, and that makes it 500, right? So that's the thesis. So for those who joined late, just wanted to show you that, as you can see over here, I just captured 25 points, and you can see in the logs I just finished the trade. um, I don't know why, but TradesByAdvait is not showing me the logs accounts. And wow, if I go to my performance, TradesByAdvait is acting weird, but it's fine. You can see the results over here, right? So it's fine, and you can see the filled orders over here. So all of these are 5 account orders, so 2 trades, so 4 orders per account. So don't get overwhelmed. It's just that I'm replicating all of these accounts. Welcome, my friend, welcome. So Bhavya says banger. Absolutely, man, absolutely. I just love it. I want base hits, and I want small wins as opposed to home runs. So I just want small wins. And impressive, 25 point, greater than the meal for whole life, man. Absolutely, man. I mean, look, I cannot complain, right? My whole goal is to capture 15, 20, or 30 points in a day, right? And if I can do that, then it's more than, 400 or $500, because 25 points is $500 on the Nasdaq futures contract, right? So you replicate that across 5 accounts and you should be good for the day, right? So that is the whole aim over here, right? Like, so that's what I'm doing. So yeah, for anybody who understands futures calculations, they will surely know that capturing 15, 20, 25 points is way better than hitting the home runs. So yeah, couldn't be more happier. But at the same time, one important insight I wanted to share is, once you have one or two high quality trades in the start of the day, that builds a very good foundation for the entire day. Because now, since I have made this amount, I don't feel compelled to take unnecessary trades, right? I don't have a daily goal that, hey, I need to hit this mark, I need to hit this mark, right? That is why, even if you saw the first trade, I was very conservative. I booked my profit at 5 points, and I just wanted to start small, and then gradually, when the volatility dies down, when the trend becomes clear, at that time I will scale, right? So that's the strategic mindset that every trader needs to understand, that he doesn't have to make money in the first hour only. If he does that, that's a cherry on the cake, that is great, and all power to you, kudos to you. But if it doesn't, these kind of small wins, right, 100, $200 small wins, is going to build up that mental equity in you. So for that, trading is really important, and for that I do this kind of live stream, so that you can see the live reaction of my trades, and my mindset and my emotions in live, right? Because that I cannot teach by creating a video. I can only teach by actually trading my own hard-earned accounts, right? So that's my thesis. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, and let's get back to the markets now. All right, so everyone, right now the markets are just trying to settle down, go down a little bit. So let me show you. It's kind of making this W pattern. So this, and this. So I have seen this pattern countless times, but what we do need to realize is, right now, what we know is we are below the 15-minute range, right? Then we are also approaching the S1 level. So we have not touched the S1 level. So when you have all this data, and when you have no news until 7:30, so there is a news in 7.5 minutes, right? So now I would just wait and watch and see, because you can see over here QQQ has breached the first support level, that is S1. So ideally I would want the markets to test this below zones. Let me show you this. So ideally I would want the markets to test this and then decide if it wants to go higher or lower. But on the daily time frame, you can see that this blue line, that is 5-day EMA, there is a very high chance that this will get tested, right? So that's my thesis and analysis as of now. So, and I'm prepared for both sides, right? Since we are already down by 0.44%, so almost 0.5%, I'm already prepared if markets goes down more. then I can grab some good another 5-10 points trade. So I'm just waiting for the right setup or the right volume or anything which tells me that there is an evidence of pullback, or there is a good evidence of counter trend. So I'm waiting for that, and I'm also more than willing to show you. So let's see what liquidity is doing. Okay, so here we have new zone over here, that is 128. So the seller so the buyer stepped in again at 128. This is very unique. So you can see over here the 128 zone over here was completely vanished since this level, and then it was really nice vacuum, and then they appeared again over here. So looks like buyers are active over here, and there is a huge spike of limit orders over here as well at this level. So the support zone right now is sitting at 22,124, and ultimately it is sitting at 22,100. So let's see who is more dominant. But as of now it looks like bears are definitely under control. But I wouldn't be surprised if we go up and test the first 15-minute range. So over here you can see, if we test 22,172, I wouldn't be surprised. And the reason why I wouldn't be surprised is because we don't have a lot of huge news today. So when markets loves stability, right? Markets love absence of any surprise. So if you don't have a huge surprise, if you don't have huge news, then naturally the markets doesn't need a reason to go up. Stability is always welcomed. So this is kind of a psychology of markets that I learned across time, across my experience. So just wanted to put out there. But yeah, so far loving it. So far quite balanced. I don't feel a need to take a FOMO trade. So yeah, so far I'm just waiting patiently. We can draw this line over here, trend line, and to see if we can get a breakout. But yeah, this is what is looking really nice to me. Let's see how about now. So now it joins all the four candle wicks. So as long as the price action is above this trend line, I don't see any issues. But if it breaks below this, then the test of S1 will be inevitable. So, and remember, this is just a mental trend line, right? For me to gauge the trend, right? So Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so looks like markets is trying to bounce back. That's a really good bounce actually. Like how many points is that? Almost 70 points. Wow. Okay. So it's almost a 70 point bounce back. Let me see if I can take a good trade over here. So looks like uh, it's bouncing off this zone. So ideally I would like to go long at 156, but doesn't look like the market is going to give me that opportunity. So let me see. So what I want to see right now is a good pullback so that I can, you know, take a long position. But from what I see, it is just reclaiming the 15-minute range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, keep a limit order of buy at 162, and let's see if we get this opportunity. So I have already put my limit order at 162, and I got filled at 162. And ideally I would love to uh, get another contract as well, uh, to keep my position size 2 contracts, but let's see. If I can get a 48 price handle over here, then I would like to average it out, but it looks like not gonna get it. So let's see. Okay, so I would want to put my limit order at 172, which is the 15-minute range, the top of the 15-minute range actually. So let's see if we can hit that. If we can, then it would be great. Even if we can't, it doesn't hurt to, you know, keep the limit order at 168, because that is also a good level. Okay, so got executed, and so far, you know, I was just able to capture 6 points. So let me see. So as you can see over here, this was the third trade. I went in at 162 over here, and I closed my position at 168, so for $120. So I just wanted to keep it small because we are right now testing the 15-minute range. So the total tally so far is 610 across all the 3 trades. So So let me show you why did I do that trade. Why did I enter that trade? So I entered at 62, that is over here, and my target was 72, but I closed it around 68. The reason is this is an inflection point. This is a very you know the price action is entering into the fighting zone of first 15-minute range. Whatever happens over here, I either we can go up and reclaim all the levels, which is fairly likely, but at the same time there is a very high chance that over here we see a lot of sellers and then go down back again. So I was prepared for both. What I wanted to do is before that trend begins, I wanted to go out of my position and just book the profit. So that's exactly what I did. I just closed in at 6 points for $120, so not bad, right? But yeah, I saw that this trade had a very good risk to reward ratio since we got a really good breakout, we got a really nice retracement. So that time was a time of taking the trade, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah, first three trades, and yeah, so far in the first trade we were able to catch 6 points. On the second trade we were able to catch 20 points, and on the third trade we were able to catch 5 points. So yeah, not bad, not bad at all. But yeah, so far the markets have again entered the choppy territory, that is the first 15-minute range. So it's at this point I would be very cautious, and I would be sitting on the sidelines and seeing that what is the direction. Can it give a really good breakout, or can it again go for a downturn? So if you look at let me draw this. So if you look on the holistic zoom out view, then this can be another W pattern, right? And if you look at zoomed in view, then this was a W pattern as well. So you can see over here downtrend, you can see an uptrend, then you can see a candle downtrend, and then uptrend. So as in when you get more experience, right, you tend to find these kind of patterns in the markets, which really help you in determining on a larger scale what is happening, right? So yeah, that's my thesis over here. Just wanted to show you guys. So looking at the liquidity charts, right? The liquidity charts right now is I don't see a huge liquidity until 128. So, but at the same time I see a lot of resistance over here. So the first resistance is at 22,220. The second is at 22,200, and there is a good resistance over here as well, 184. So we need to be mindful of that, and obviously we are approaching the VWAP. So the VWAP is over here, volume weighted average price. That is going to act as a good resistance. But if the markets can reclaim that VWAP, then it would be really bullish. So we'll see. And also you can see over here that for the price to go up, I would say wait till the blue line crosses over the red line, that is the 5-day EMA crosses over the 26-day EMA, because that crossover needs to happen. Because if it doesn't happen, then there is a very high chance that the prices will relapse again. So I've seen this played countless times, over and over, every single day. It's now this has come into the muscle memory. So yeah, just wanted to warn you in advance. So yeah, since we have already just to summarize this session over here, as you can see over here, we are again in the value area zone of yesterday. So there is a lot of volume. We touched the value area zone from the Friday over here, and right now we are just chopping around in the value area zone of yesterday. So no big developments on a macro front on a higher time scale like daily. And on the intraday you can see, let me also show you what the delta is doing. So the in the initial first hour the market was selling off like crazy, right? And delta was also selling off. But now, since delta is stabilizing and the price action is also stabilizing, it is going up. So this is a very nice organic curve. And yeah, right now it's in the no man's land right now. It's going nowhere. So I want you guys to be very very cautious about these zones. If you look at the VWAP of the weekly time frame, you can see over here, the red line over here is the VWAP. So unless that is approached, I don't see a big resistance over there. So yeah, and finally, to conclude this session, I was able to grab 3 trades, right? And all of the 3 trades were in profit, fortunately. And you can see over here that I was able to grab almost, you know, 6 points on this trade. Then the second trade was almost 20 points, and for the third trade, that was almost 6 points. So the total tally comes on to $610, out of all the commissions and everything. So pretty good and satisfying day. I cannot complain. And you can see all the accounts, and I replicated that across all the 5 accounts. So yeah, finally I am done for the day, and I will be going to my daytime job, and I will close the session. But yeah, feel free to join in and chime in and learn, and that's the whole goal. So keep trading, keep growing, and most importantly, keep learning. So that's the mantra that I want to live by. And yeah, until next time, thank you for viewing, everyone, whoever viewed this live stream. And I would try to do these kind of live streams more frequently as I can. So yeah, with that being said, thank you all and have a great rest of your day, right?